As the summer of 2020 came to a close, a red, glowing, hellish dusk of smoke engulfed the comforting blue I had grown up with. I did not see the sky, at least not what I had come to know as the sky. I was in my room, an hour east from Stanford, where I was supposed to be living that fall, if it weren't for the global pandemic keeping me at home, and trapped inside by the wildfires blazing across California. I had seen smoky skies from past wildfire seasons where sports games and school days were occasionally canceled due to dangerous air quality. But I had never seen the colors of my world change so drastically, colors that I knew shouldn't exist outside of a futuristic movie about a climate apocalypse. The orange and red faded away within a day or two, and the smoke dissipated within a couple weeks. I didn't realize then how lucky I was and how much security I had in my home that summer. The security of a roof and of an air conditioner to dispel the heat waves of that season. The security of air purifiers to protect my lungs and of a backup generator to keep our refrigerator and essential electrical appliances running. The security that kept my family mostly unaffected by the tangible effects of global warming outside of our walls. I did not think twice about these privileges until I read a news article about the homeless losing consciousness and dying from heat stroke on the streets of Portland and Seattle in the Pacific Northwest that summer, where temperatures soared above 116 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit. I couldn't help but think of my grandparents' home in Los Angeles, where they had only one room with an AC unit, and we called the rest of the house burnt tortilla hot. What would happen to them if that singular AC unit failed one day? The wildfires had not come close to my home, and neither had the deaths. But through my classes at Stanford, from an intro class on energy and the environment, and in my English classes focused on the intersection of science, nature, and the effects of the Anthropocene, have made me face this reality. A reality where neighbors, friends, and family of my community, and those across the world, are bearing the brunt of global warming and climate change. A reality where I'm forced to talk to my parents about moving away from California, because according to the map of global future temperatures in 2050, California may be near inhabitable by then. A reality where other families who don't have the economic means to move are left behind to deal with the worst consequences of our actions. There is a future, though, where my parents don't have to move and leave their house of 22 years behind, where communities are not left behind, or where record temperatures don't kill hundreds of people in cities. California is already working to build this future through its renewable energy infrastructure. A benefit to living in such a sunny state is that we can harness the sun towards our energy needs in the form of solar power. California has the highest capacity of installed solar power in the US, and we have been the most aggressive in building up more solar for the future in order to displace fossil fuels such as natural gas. One such aggressive action is the California Solar Mandate, implemented in the beginning of 2020. It requires all newly constructed buildings to install solar panels on the rooftops. The only exception to this new mandate is if a community were to implement community solar farms within the city limits. However, not only does this mandate increase the price of homes, impacting primarily lower-income families, but it is inefficient in helping us reach our goals. If California really wants to take the most aggressive action towards reaching its goal of net carbon zero emissions by 2045, we need to take smarter actions. Rooftop PVs are inherently hindered by the roof itself, its angle towards the sun, its size, and the shade above it. And energy storage for rooftop PV is more expensive. We can't afford to limit ourselves to individual rooftop systems. We need to think bigger. And by bigger, I mean invest in commercial solar farms that are more efficient, less expensive, and can serve more communities, instead of pouring money into rooftop systems that don't contribute as effectively to the overall needs of the grid. By saving this money through investments in larger solar farms that may lie outside of the community utility service limits, we can reinvest in energy storage projects, energy efficiency, and climate resiliency projects that will help us get through the next heat wave or the next wildfire season, and hopefully save lives in the process. Solving climate change can feel daunting. Sometimes when my professors teach about all of the issues involved and how many solutions we need, and then when I read stories on the news about a new climate disaster, it gets overwhelming. However, a multifaceted problem, such as this, requires many solutions. There is not just one answer. Optimizing California's investments in solar energy is just a small step in the right direction, but it's one worth taking. Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever succeed in cutting our carbon emissions and reaching our climate goals. But then I get a call on the phone from my sister telling me about how she just got her new roommates to start composting. And I talked to my political science friend who's just started a new summer research project in environmental policy. And I talked to my friends in the humanities who are writing poetry and reading essays that not only highlight the environmental issues in our world, but our capacity to solve them. I see youth activists and clubs on campus organizing students from across disciplines to carpool, minimize waste, and to protest. When there are so many smart, passionate, and young people approaching this problem from every angle, how can I not find hope that it will be solved, and that one day a student like me won't have to worry about her state, the future of her university's campus, or her family's home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alyssa.